Check 1 2. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5.
It's really deep.
Radio check 1 2. Radio check 1 2 1 2.
Hey RCT, this video will be about channel naming. I've been meaning to put a channel naming process video out for some time. The reason I want to put this out here or out there is because I've noticed several posts or videos where users or operators post a photo or video again of the radio and they block out the screen, and I'm assuming it's because you don't want them to see, you don't want everybody to see what channel or frequency you're using. I typically or commonly, I think I see them on these ham radios, Baofengs, and Quanshan radios. And I think the reason why I'm seeing them blocked out is because you don't want someone to criticize you for the frequency you're using, right? Some radio police might jump on your YouTube channel or your Instagram and tell you you can't use that frequency, or you need a license, you can't use GMRS on that radio, you can't operate FRS on that radio. We hear it all the time, and yes, it can get pretty annoying. So my recommendation is to program your radio or have someone program your radio to channel namings. This way you don't have to cover your LCD screen. In this case, you can see what or frequency this is on, and someone's going to say you can't use that frequency on Baofeng, it's not made for that and not made for this, and blah 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 blah. So far it hasn't happened to me, and I think the reason why, well, maybe I just haven't ran into that luck yet, but let's just say, I think I locked this. Let's say, for example, here we go. So I have FRS 1, 2, and 3 here, right? I mean, everybody uses FRS on any radio they can because, let's admit it, these FRS radios that you buy at Target or Walmart or on eBay or Amazon, they're cool, but they're not cool. They're cool to use, but they don't look cool, right? I'm a big fan of cosmetics when it comes to radio, how cool it looks and how durable it is, and haven't really came across a good FRS radio that not only looks cool but performs pretty well. They always look kind of dinky and just not really a fan of FRS. There was a time when I was really into FRS, maybe in my childhood, but as I got older, I think you see Motorola around here. I'm a big fan of Motorola, so I started sticking to that. Kenwood and those other brands I have used, but generally in the companies I've worked for in the security field, it's typically some Motorola radio. I've used CP200, HT750, XPR 6550. I think every radio here I've used in some sort of setting. Police department's been the XTS 3000s, the Astros. No, I haven't used those. I just collected those. The 5000s, the Paxton. This one I just was sent out for testing. I haven't done that yet, but we'll get to that pretty soon. Anyway, so back to the story. You cover your screen when you post a picture because you don't want someone to see what you're using, right? No, I get it. That's cool. Okay, you don't want them to see GMRS or MERS, Blue Dot, and what repeaters you're using. Honestly, I don't really mind. It doesn't bother me when people see what I'm on, because just because you're on that channel doesn't necessarily mean that person is using them. A lot of these that I have on my radio, it's mainly just to listen, just to hear, just to listen. So you can sit there all day and tell me I can't have it on my radio. I shouldn't be operating on it. Not really commonly what it's used for if someone has it on there. They can just be listening. So for example, if I have DPS on this one here, let's see if you can see it. So I have, how do I get there again? So DPS. All right, so I'm scanning DPS. I'm listening to it, right? But it's just locked. All right, it's locked. It's receive only. You can go to any of these channels, and it's locked. All right. So just because someone has that frequency or a specific tag doesn't mean they're necessarily operating on it. They could be listening. So, but again, to prevent that, let's see what radio I can use. Well, let's go back to this one. Okay, this is my EDC, or my everyday use, my everyday carry. Now, for example, sorry, I'm trying to see the screen. It's hard to see the screen with the phone in my face. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to go through my zones. And you'll see here that I have all these channels. Okay. Now, you don't know what frequencies are on here because it just says the channel, the tag. And in every zone that I have, these channels mean something else to me, and you won't know what they are, right? So again, this is my recommendation. If you can get someone to program your radios, I highly recommend it, because again, I can use all of these channels and you don't know if I'm using them, listening to them, right? My PL on, off. Okay. Same thing with this one. You don't know what I have on here. Okay. This one, same thing. I'll show this one off. Pretty cool. Oh, can't hear this one. Right, orange. We can go to zone. Green 1, you don't know what that is, right? That's what I really recommend. All right, just can you see this one here? I think can't really see this one. I think the battery's dying on this one. And it is dead, damn it. And it's dead. Okay, let's go over to this one. Can you see it? All right. Right. So that's all I really have for you. Channel naming. Be specific when you program your radios. And I used to work for a department that they program their channels based on their zone. So obviously zone 1 is going to be the most common channels that you're going to use, right? And then zone through whatever, you can have as many zones as you want, depending on how many channels you have on there. Some zones might have 5 channels, some zones may have 10, 16. Again, we're talking Motorola radios. So your zone 1 is going to be your primary channels, and commonly they use colors to indicate what those are. So for example, green means your primary channels, your go-to channels. Okay, and here, let's use this one. Sorry for the reflection. I'm using a ring light, hoping it's better light, so that way you're not getting mixed with all these colors. So, for example, my XTS 3000, I have it set up to where every zone is a color, and I can always tell someone, hey, go to blue 3 or tan 5, right? So example, so my first zone is green. These are all the channels that I can operate on, right? Yellow means something different, and again, I still have various channels on here. Okay, same thing for orange. Talk group 1, obviously if you know what that is. Orange, okay, can talk on that. Oops. Blue, alright, that's a different zone for a different reason. Purple, okay. Tan, pink, and then so forth, okay. So obviously this radio is set up to listen, to scan, and to talk. The ones I can talk on, I can key up, not a problem, right? I'm trying to see if there's one I can. Nope, hold on, bear with me. Okay, so let's see. Hold on, bear with me.
Check. Check 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So I'm using a different radio to communicate with that radio, right? No, I don't know why this one turned on. I thought maybe it was interfering with this one. Okay, so I can use that, and then I go to, let's just say, a different zone. What is that one? Check 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Radio check. Alright, so there it is. I don't want to make the video too long, but just pretty much explain that I recommend you name your channels if you can get it programmed. That way you can stop hiding what channels you're using. Obviously these other ones that you can't see, you don't have a display, not going to be a problem.
9, 1,
because they're not going to know what frequency you're operating on.
3.
Obviously it says 3, 4, 5, but you don't know what frequency or band it is. Same thing with these XPR. If it has a screen, no one's going to be able to tell what you're using it for. Okay. That's all I have for this video. Let me know if you have any questions, if you have anything to add to this. Head over to my Instagram where I typically play. At Radio Check with 2 Ks. I'll put it on the screen or in the description below. And I'll see you on the next video. So again, feel free to reach out to me. I do program radios, specifically Motorola and Baofeng B-Tech radios. Haven't done the Cotree radios. I just put out a video on the Cotree, and I haven't really dipped into talk pods. This is a whole different field. There's a way to unlock these. These are locked for GMRS, which is fine. That's what it was sold as, but we'll look into that later on. So I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Radio Check over and out.
To the 964 northbound 051 at Bell. Per the GPS, that's going to be in the gore point for the Bell off-ramp northbound, and the involved is stating he possibly has a broken arm, which I'm starting Pink's fire for at 20 hours.